Okay, let's see if YouTube's gonna stream it. Looks like it is. Happy YouTube. Happy Twitch. Happy life. Okay. Back to the Godot project. We left off yesterday, I believe, trying to fix a strange problem where essentially we're trying to remove a cube over the network and have it work. Actually, one thing I want to do first here is what is the default volume of these, and like what default 0.0. So am I setting it negative, right? I'm gonna hope. I just want to change the volume to be a bit lower on the music. 6.0 will be half the perceived volume. 6 decibel decrease, I believe, is half perceived volume of what it previously was. Okay, well, let's see if it works. Let's do negative 18, and it should be noticeably quieter. That seems right, I think. So we'll just leave it at, no, we'll just leave it at negative 9 and negative 12. It should be a good volume. There we go, okay. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Another thing we should do. If it hits the collider, it should place it on the collider. That is confusing. I'm gonna have to tweak this a bit. So like when you place a block, I guess the first thing we should do is like make it so when you place a block here, it is actually on the ground, and then when you place a block on top of it, again, it should be on the top of it. And I'm not exactly sure why it's not. I don't know if we should fix that before we fix the thing we're working on here. Okay. There was some raycast setting that hit back faces. I don't think we want that. Wait, the default is on? Huh, okay, I guess we do want that on. Hit from inside's not on. That's what I thought might be on causing that, but it looks like it's not that. We may have to set... So we just have the collision vector. So we should change probably what that... usually when you make functions, you want them to be as simple as possible if you're doing like kind of anything compositional. So place cube probably shouldn't have any logic in it that modifies the collision vector you pass in, because that's not what you'd think it would do according to the name of the function. Like, this could be used in many, many different functions as kind of a sub-function, and you want it to be doing exactly what it sounds like, placing the cube at exactly that vector. Technically, like probably putting it in the object dictionary and everything should probably be another function. I don't really like to break up functions until I need to. People break up functions way too early. Like, you're better off waiting to do that when you actually need to and never doing it before. Because there's like, you know, there's a 50% chance you'll just never need to do it, so you're just wasting your time. And also if you have a lot of little functions, it can be kind of hard, like harder to reason about your code a little bit if you just have like hundreds of little functions everywhere. Because you often end up just rewriting the same functions because you have so many functions you're not sure if you have a function for it or not, and you'll end up with like 2 or 3 copies of the same functions in like various util folders. Okay, so what is the thing that calls this place cube thing? Okay, so there's 2 of them here. So if it collides, get collision point. I wonder what else you can get. But when you get the collision point, you need to offset the box by the collision point. It's on top of things instead of in them. Once again, I'm going to use ChatGPT a lot for this because I don't know the API of Godot very well. And I don't know what functions you would use to do that, like how you would get the direction and normalize it. Do the offset. See if it can do it. Go ChatGPT. Do things. Looks like ChatGPT is probably down. That'll be fun to do this manually. And by fun, I mean very tedious. Oh. We're getting closer. Okay. This is a similar script right here, I believe. So we go direction, bar direction, which is exactly the same actually as it was down here. And then we would just, well, I don't know if we want the direction exactly. We want, we may be able to just, I think we're gonna need that, but we might be able to like move the box, offset the box by half the box width, which we'll just manually kind of figure out what the box's width is, because it's just an object that's not likely to change in size. So its size is 111. 111. Okay, so I guess we need to just move it like 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. So if we can figure out how to do that, I'm not very well versed in vector math. How do we do it so it's 0.5? Is it vector 3? Cube offset. We can try like 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. Equals cube offset. I don't know if it's plus, I think it's times. No, that seems crazy. It should be plus, I think. I'm not sure where this will move it exactly. I think we should just start with the z 0.5, but I'm not sure in Godot which axis is actually up. I wish these were labeled. Okay, y is up in Godot. So which one's y here in this vector 3? Come on. Second one, so 0, 0.5, 0. And like that, if I'm not mistaken, should place the cube so it's actually on the platform. Hey, look, something's actually working for us for once. We still have this issue of, like, it does that. I don't know why it does that, though. Because shouldn't the collision point be wherever it... Oh, yeah, it is. It spawns right in the middle, and then moves it up. So we'll just do that, and then we'll also have it move the camera direction for the other one. Like half of the direction times... Oh, man, this is so confusing. How would that work? We need like Euler angles or something, or quaternion, I think, for this. Because I don't think we can do this with the vector 3. We need to probably calculate it. This is something that I will probably try and get ChatGPT to do because I don't think I'll be able to do it very well. We basically need, actually, target position. And then which one's x here? X is the constant of, where is x defined again? Okay, we'll just do cube offset, just to make this simpler. 0.5, just in case we ever change it, then we can just change it one spot. So the cube offset, cube offset amount, I guess. So it's not, because right now we're shadowing it with two different things named the same thing. So there's cube offset 0, cube offset amount. That should be right. And then so we need the direction of the target position. How does this work? Plus direction. I don't know what this will do. If it works, that's great. And if it doesn't work, that would not be super surprising. See, that one's multiplying it with the x. It's like direction times x. X is 10 meters. Distance you want to place the cube at. That might not be the same thing. Origin. Oh, another thing, we weren't actually doing anything with this. So it wasn't actually affecting anything. Oh god, now it's only spawning. So we need to, instead of being from me, it needs to be from the actual target, which might be tricky. Because I do know the, yeah. See what this does. That should be like the distance from the actual cube as opposed to the distance from me. Or that seems further, doesn't it? I think that's further. I'm just gonna try plus cube offset amount. And it dies. Okay, so it's not plus. Let's see what this is actually doing. Yeah, it is doing something. Okay, that's good. So it's going the wrong way. Let's try this. It's close. But I think we need to clamp this to something as well. Let's just try one. So like, I don't know how you would ever, like without doing some pretty advanced stuff to solve the issue of like, if you want to place it here, it'll attach it so it's like, yeah. Oh god, what have I done? Right, because it is confusing because is it colliding or is it colliding against the ground? Because if it's not, there's no collision. It should just be right, spawned right where your mouse is. Is that true? Yeah, it is, okay. When it collides, it's up. But if it's colliding in the air, does that feel weird to control? Probably. So if it collides in the air, okay. You kind of need like an instant check of what the actual object is. And if it's the box, you could remove the cube offset. The Y cube offset. I should rename it just like cube offset Y. Because the cube offset Y is only for if it collides with the ground. Let's just call it cube offset up so it's like less confusing because Y and Z change depending on what program you're in as to which one's actually the vertical axis or the straight up and down kind of axis. Right. So the easiest way to do that would be do I know how to do this? I don't think I know how to do this. How to check if it's an instance of the player cube thing. If it is not, add the cube offset. If it is not, it's the ground, so add the up offset. So it's not half stuck in the ground. Right. So that's something that I don't know if I'll do that. Maybe I'll just like, hey, look at knows the concept of to-dos. Okay. Don't know if I'll do that right now. Let's see. More people, and they've come to see my amazing game. Welcome, people that are in this thing. Hello. Are you guys excited to play this amazing game? I guess you guys probably don't even know what the game is, which is probably something I should enlighten you about. It's going to be the greatest game of all time. The point of it being that you'll spawn on a platform, there'll be another like objects in the way and some platform like way over there, and then you and your teammates who can join the game, that actually does exist. Look, I'm a teammate. Hello. Well, I've removed the ability to show the direction they're going, but they can. They can spawn bricks and stuff, and then you can jump on the bricks. Alright. So you and your team are going to try and get across while cannons shoot at you. Each person's going to be able to spawn like 5 bricks or something, and there'll be different types of bricks, I think, too. I was thinking that last night. There'll be a couple, like, I think spring bricks or something, where like it shoots you way up on one type of brick, and then one that has a spring on the side. And so it's like you can bounce off one, and then you can fire off the side of another. But you can probably only spawn one of those at a time, and then you'll be able to spawn... what have I done? Why are these so far off the ground now? Were they always that far off the ground? What have I done? Wait, cube offset amount, 4.5. Huh. I thought they were spawning right on the ground before, weren't they? I guess maybe they weren't. Was I just imagining things? Probably. Right. Well, I mean, that's good enough for now, whatever. We'll just leave that for now. And we'll figure out how to actually delete boxes, because that seems important. That was giving us a lot of trouble yesterday because of the nature of Godot splitting up the code all over the place. Everything's encapsulated, which makes it really hard to communicate which like which box it is, especially when you're doing multiplayer stuff. So we were doing it a really stupid way of I wonder if I can just draw the raycast so I actually know. We were doing it a dumb way of casting a raycast and checking what it hits, which is like really stupid, but it kind of works. So we might just go with this for now if we can actually get it to work, because right now it does kind of work, but it only removes the floor. Like, it doesn't actually work on boxes. It only works on the floor, removing the collider for the floor, which is pretty lame. So that's not exactly what we want. So we don't want the collider. We want... What was it, get tree or get parent node? What does get tree do? Does get tree get just the, does it get the scene tree, or does it get its tree? So we probably want to be like collided object. I don't know how you do a parent check in Godot. Maybe ChatGPT is back, because that can help us do this a lot quicker. Hey, there we go. All right, well, we're already way past that, Godot. We'll check with you later. How do I safely get something's parent? That's one thing about Godot and game programming. Like, you think with game programming they would use a lot of like very safe language features, but they don't. It's like really dangerous code. Reminds me of like JavaScript crap. Of course, you can strongly type things like in Python. It's like it's optional, but it's I don't know how to do it, and probably most people don't know how to do it because the language doesn't force you to do it. Then you probably won't. Most people just won't. So it'd be nice if it actually just like forced you to do it. That would be nice. What does ChatGPT say? Is it going to do our job for us? It's not doing anything. It's just like locking up. Oh, there we go. Wait, oh, that's the other one. Include an offset. Safely check. Okay, so if okay, this seems like an interesting check. We'll try it. Where was that? Parent check was here, I think. So it's saying parent object. Wait, what? Oh, it's the parent of the collided objects. Okay, let's see. That comment's clearly not needed because it's so obvious. Remove parent of the collided object. These need to be opposite. I really hate when things don't just use, because it's like this you could easily mistake for being like not like in the same scope, and they're absolutely not. I believe this is actually really confusing now, because like this else should probably be here. Or does it actually, is it in, I don't know how that works. I hate that. I guess we'll just hope that it's right. Okay, remove box. Wait. Box is literally called box, isn't it? Wait. Remove box. Wait. CSG box 3D. Okay, that's CSG box 3D. Are my raycast boxes? What collision layer is this on? 1. Seems right? 1. The world is on 1. So at this point, the one thing that we don't really know why is like, why is it getting the well, I guess actually we need to do this too, like if has method or whatever. I guess maybe we can do this. Var is player cube equals true. This is a really dumb way to do a check, but we have to, I think. There's probably some other ways to do this that are smarter. Is player cube equals true. I don't know if I don't know if a non-existent method is an error in this language. You could do a null coalescing operator, nullessing operator like that in some languages. Apparently not in this one. There might be another symbol for that where it's going to return null if it can't find the method. This one will probably just crash, and they'll have to figure another way to do it. Also, I don't know if you can actually call a var on an object like that. Yeah, so like you can't call objects like that. It's unsafe in this language. I think yesterday we discovered there was something called get, where it has like there is a weird safe method or something to do it. I can't remember if this is it. Or we could just do has method, which seems really weird, but because now we have a method that does like a function that's not going to do anything. That's weird because it didn't, we'll have to check this, like how do I make sure? Certain group is in group. Player cube. All right, that seems promising. Okay, now we can see how groups work. I found them. Player cube. There we go. Now you're in a group. Now, for the love of God, please work. Because I've spent like 30 minutes on the last stream trying to do this. And like this is should not be a hard thing to do, because it would be done all the time, right? So hopefully it is this easy. Okay, so that looks actually better, even though it's not working. It's at least not removing the ground, because and one thing we should check is actually adding the ground to that, just to, because you always want to do like if you're checking for the false condition, you do want to confirm that the false condition is actually working. Like you don't want to assume that your logic's actually working. It could just be completely broken or broken in a different way. So we'll add player cube to this temporarily. And it should delete the ground again. Like we should have our bug back. And it is not. So it's good that we tested that because apparently, oh, it is player cube, isn't it? I think I gave it the wrong group name. This should be an enum. It should actually, in my opinion, these should not be strings exactly. No, it is player cube. I didn't do it wrong. Groups, player cube, world, player cube. Huh. Wait. Yeah, that's right. It's getting the parent object, which was the box. And the box has the thing, the group. Why are you doing this to me, Godot? Why are you making me look like a punk on my own stream? Oh, this one actually should not be on. I have assigned this incorrectly to this one. It should be up here. Player cube. I believe. And the world one. Yeah, that should be right. What are these things? Oh, maybe I assigned it to the wrong one. No, I didn't. That's the right one. Okay, well the good news is it's completely broken, and we don't know why. It's the exciting part of game dev, I guess. Interesting trick. Back up would be pretty tricky. Okay. So going back to that script again. If parent object is in group, player cube, remove it. Let's get rid of that first check just to see. So that must mean like whatever this is in group thing is just like not working. Could be the wrong method. Would return true. Like it seems pretty straightforward. Parent object, get parent of the collided object. And so that's the collided object, or does it need to get the parent twice? Because like this really depends on So the collided object is this guy. Actually, we should just check that. Just to make sure, like, what does this actually give us back? apparently nothing because our raycast isn't colliding with anything. Oh. Apparently, we are doing this very strangely. And yeah, like we're doing a lot of logic in the wrong place here, basically. So all this should really be doing is removing the cube. Oh yeah, we have to do this weirdly because it's different on everyone's computer, what this cube is exactly. Because it's multiplayer. And I don't know if you put all the cubes in a dictionary. Well, I guess if you put them in the dictionary and you... Yeah, maybe you could just do it by like... You could just store their vector in the dictionary and maybe just do the math there and then have it hold a reference to that cube on everyone's and it should match. Kind of, sort of, maybe. That might work. In this object dictionary, which is actually going to be renamed game state, I guess. I was doing UUIDs, which aren't necessary, but we could put the component in and the vector. You need the component, like the vector of it. And you actually need like the actual component, like the actual item, a reference to it, which I don't know how easy that's going to be to do in multiplayer. It should be doable, I guess. And then if we did that, that might be a lot easier than the weird hacky crap we're doing here. But if we go here, we can move our logic up. For remove cube. Yeah, like this definitely needs to be massively refactored. But I mean, like, if it just works, we'll just roll with it for a bit because it's going to be good enough. For now, if it works. It is removing the box again. And we wanted it to, right? We wanted it to remove the... Yeah, because we... Oops. Oh my god. There we go. So now it shouldn't do that. And it still does. The collided object, then the root is the root of the scene tree. Static body 3D. Okay. Maybe we will refactor this. Maybe we will refactor this because I have no idea how much like longer this approach is going to take and like continue to not work. And there's a higher chance of probably the more sane approach working. But we can find that out, I guess. We'll find that out together. So what I think we want to do is we want to change this object dictionary thing. We'll just call this game state. We'll just change the name of this. Project settings, I think. Where are you? Auto load. Okay, so I want to change the name of this. Game state. And then we change the auto load. I'm having trouble using this UI for some reason. confirm game state. Okay. So everywhere we had that object dictionary, game state, and world probably has it a couple places. Okay. So we'll change the way that add object and stuff works. Components append. Add object needs to create. It needs a reference to the. It needs the vector for comparison and the actual component or the node, what we call a component, and vector 3. UUID we don't need, we'll get rid of that. I don't think we're going to need UUIDs. They are kind of handy, I guess, to validate. Yeah, whatever, we don't really need them. They're handy to make sure that you're getting rid of the right thing, but components. Pen vector object or component, I guess. Component. I hope that that's just an instance that points to the component on this local machine. I think it should be. Added box for component, print vector. Vector, that seems good. For, I guess I'll just call it node. Get rid of that, it's not a thing anymore. Remove object. Vector 3. Components, remove at. So you want components. Key, component, components.node. Node dot q free. I can never spell q. Just gonna grab it from another script. Free, q free. If this works, this will be much simpler. Yeah, I mean, in theory, if is equal prox works correctly, this should do it. I think, until we run into some issue, and I remember why I didn't do it that way originally. So it has a collision vector. I don't know why these names are so bad. Graphic instance. Like, change this to. How do I replace all of these? Player cube. Or player cube. We'll just call them that. Or just gameplay cube, maybe. Gameplay cube. Add object is node first, then vector. I don't know if that matters. I guess it probably would in this case. It's not the collision vector, it's different than the collision vector. It's the final vector. I'm gonna rename that gameplay cube because it's kind of confusing that it's just like called this. Gameplay cube. So does gameplay cube still have that script? I think it does. Was it smart enough to keep it all together? Yeah, it seems to have worked right. Okay, so place cube and then remove cube should just be it should just be this, and then just remove cube, and remove cube should wait. This ain't right. The reason that this isn't right is because this isn't on the world, and you have more of those encapsulation problems I keep talking about. Like, this is not actually on it in a scene tree, so it can't really queue free something. So all this should do is remove it I. And we need like get objects to do the same kind of logic and queue free it before it does it on the player's actual computer. That's a little confusing sounding, probably make more sense once I code it here. So where are we? Remove cube. So remove cube runs on everybody's. We want it to get the game state. Game state. Game state equals. Get objects. I should change that, I guess, to get state. Component should just be called state. Is there a way to just... Okay. Should be add box probably. Gameplay cube, remove gameplay cube. Want to change these in player. We just need change names. Why does it? Oh. Node. Is that what it's called? Is it called node? That should be it. I don't think we need any of the rest of this stuff. So it should be a much better refactor, but I still don't know if this is quite going to work. Especially with the ones on the world where it gets the state from the game state, get state, so it's changed in the name. Get state, receive state. Get parent, add child. Object.vector, yeah, that is right. So hopefully that works. Guess we'll try it, see if it boots up. Holy crap. So much simpler. But one thing remains to check. Can someone download the state when they join? That's also like a great example of refactoring. It's like kind of what we did there. Think of a different approach that's like kind of hopefully simpler. You can refactor without simplifying, but like if you can simplify, like that just keeps your code base a lot smaller because we literally reduced that function by like 70% of the lines of code. Yeah, let's see if it does work. Let's see if this guy can remove, nope, he can't. Oh dear God. Previously freed on a null instance. Well, that's not great. That's gonna be an interesting one to solve, I think, there. Nice, yeah, it is pretty nice. Oh man. Because it's downloading the game state. So if it downloads the game state. Oh, okay. I think I've made a mistake here. Wait. No, I haven't. Wait. What am I doing? Receive state for object instantiate. But it also, it needs to populate their game state, right? I think it needs to populate their game state when it receives a state, because I don't think it's doing that. Like, add gameplay cube, right? Because if they don't have any local state on their computer, that could cause that issue, maybe. I'm gonna go with that and hope that that's what it is. So if they add gameplay cube and then we do, it is going to be gameplay cube and object vector. I think it's that order, right? It's node first, then vector. Yeah, okay. That should maybe make it not crash. If it still crashes, then that's the beauty of multiplayer gaming. It's going to be a bug that's probably somewhat difficult to figure out. Okay, let's see. Wait a minute. Oh, look at that. Thank God. I was worried that was going to be like an absolute beast of a bug to fix, but looks like we're good to go. I wonder what happens, like, how many of these bricks you can have before the next guy just, like, locks up when he joins the game. Because, like, I don't know how you're supposed to properly, like, do a loading screen or anything, but... And, I mean, there'll never actually be this many, I don't think, in the game, but... Also, I seem unable to grab the third screen here. Oh, God. Now I've locked everything up. Well... That's a bummer. Do I just restart the computer? God knows what it's doing. Okay. So, basically, my computer exploded. Had to restart. There we go. Just let everybody know that that's what happened. So, apparently when you try and join 3, it just locks the entire computer up. Who knew? So, getting back into it, I guess. Not sure why it locked up exactly, but getting back into it. We actually should double check that that does work with 3 players. Also, 2, 3. Oh no, my sound isn't working anymore. Uh-oh. Okay, so we have the game state. Just check this. I'll figure the sound thing out in a sec. I'm pretty sure I know what it is. Hello, I am player. I'm removing that box. What is happening with this third player over here? They seem to just still have boxes. Oh, I'm so confused. Why do I have boxes? Wait, oh, okay. So obviously keeping these synchronized is going to be quite important. Place cube, remove cube. It's probably... I think it needs to be... I think it needs to be this. But I'm not sure. Trying that again, just to see. That's interesting. So definitely some interesting issues going on here. It's taking time use these. I think it's could be. It could be those. Receive state. This could take some figuring. But I can just keep testing 2 players for now. 2 players seems happy. So it's probably, oh, that's how I locked it up last time. I'm not gonna do that again. So why would the 3rd player be different? I don't think that should be there. Because we could just do state, get state. No, you can't really do get state exactly like that because it needs the, like the nodes will be different across the network, so it does have to kind of do it the way it's doing it now where it adds it. So you can't really do that at all. You have to actually just re-add everything. Wait, no, this is the state of the server? Yeah, if this is the server state. Let's make this clearer, server state. So the server state is actually this, get state, state. Object, sure. State object, dot vector. Get remote sender ID. That is mysterious. Object, not in scope. Where's object? What line? 105. Oh, that's old. Server state should be, it shouldn't actually be vector, it should be position. Just to keep it so it's actually like correct. But that's gonna need quite a few refactors. I'll just leave it for now. Very mysterious. This guy has that, right? When he calls it, it should add it to my state. That's one thing that might be happening. No, it has them all. So they can remove it. That is interesting. One thing that would help is you just go like, if the node exists, then queue free it, so it doesn't actually lock the whole game up. Like you could avoid it crashing like that. Might not be a bad idea. Okay, so this is remove. Get collider. Collided object, get parent. Don't even really need that.